This weekend, a brand new Glenn Powell film hit theaters called How to Make a Killing. It's actually a movie I was looking forward to because I am a fan of Glenn Powell, obviously. I saw the trailer and I thought it looked really interesting. Looked like it had a lot of style. I was excited walking into that theater. Before I dive into my review for How to Make a Killing, it would mean a lot to me if you hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell to never miss another 2026 movie review. I know it's Sunday. It's actually 7:42 p.m. Sunday night, so I know I'm really late getting this out. My excuse of the day is that Friday night, Friday actually during the day, I saw the movie. I got home, I had to do something for my mom, and then as soon as I got home, I had to drive back up into the city because I had plans to hang out with my friends. And then we saw Cold Storage that night. Expect a short review on that film coming soon. But I ended up having a long day Friday night, and then I had to wake up at 7 in the morning on Saturday so I could go on a poker run with my father on a side-by-side on Saturday, and then I got home, I was really tired, I kind of just wanted to go to bed, so I did, and then I woke up this morning at 7 a.m. to watch USA beat Canada. USA, baby, let's freaking go, we got the gold. Anyways, I've had a busy week. Busy weekend, really. And that's what's delayed this review coming out. Also, I wasn't the biggest fan of the movie, so, I wasn't super in a rush to, I have to sit down and talk about this movie, because, added to the disappointment list of 2026, I wasn't the biggest fan. It's a movie that just feels lifeless. I watched this movie, and I had a thought halfway through, do I care about these characters? Do I care about what's going on? And my answer to both of those questions was no. Obviously, Glenn Powell's great, but that's because it's Glenn Powell. He's charismatic, he's funny, he's got charm, he's got everything you want. But you don't care about his character, because the plot of the film is a guy wants to murder his cousin so he can get the inheritance. So he's killing a bunch of rich guys so he can become rich and be rich. And once you have a story like that, and I know what you're thinking, oh, if you don't like the story, then why did you look forward to the movie? It's pretty straightforward from the trailer. Well, I was looking forward to the movie because I watched the trailer and I'm like, okay, obviously we're going to care about this character. He had to have come from a rough area. No, there's going to be brief spoilers here and there. It's not really that big of a deal. If you don't want to check out spoilers, I'd say don't check out this review. The movie's already been out for a couple of days. I'm not really going to spoil a lot of things that happen. I'm just going to maybe allude to something like this. 3, 2, 1. After he kills the first cousin, and this is a prime example of why this character you can't really care for because you don't really feel bad for him. He kills the cousin, and instantly after that, his uncle offers him a job working at a bank on Wall Street. So he goes to Wall Street, he works up the ladder and becomes one of the managers. That's making a lot of freaking money, man. A lot of money. So he's already making a lot of money. He already had a nice house. He already had a good job. And the movie's attempt at making us feel bad for the character is, you gotta go work in a different area now. We're transferring you. And we're supposed to feel bad for the character. I get it. Maybe it's a movie where we're just following people that aren't good people. I just couldn't care. And the theme is, guy wants to be rich, so he kills the rich to become rich. That's not really a theme. That's a theme that you gotta do some character work to make us care for the characters. And this movie didn't really do it. And I personally feel like the movie was lifeless. Even from the very beginning, the way it was shot is just I don't feel no soul. I don't feel no creativity here. Now, not every movie has to be super creative. There's a lot of generic movies out there. But I watch a movie like this, and what I'm thinking is, please be creative. I want you to do something fresh and original, and that'll propel you. But as long as you're entertaining, it'll be alright, right? The movie was somewhat entertaining. There were sequences that I was invested in. I will say the finale of the film was more interesting than the rest of the film. I sat back during the finale, I'm like, okay, it's starting to win me over just a little bit, but never enough to fully get me invested. Now, Margaret Qualley's in this movie as well. Another person I was very excited to see because I just think she's a really great young actress. And I hated what they did with her character. With her character, she's kind of like this manipulative psychopath. And again, you just don't like the character. And I liked the way the movie ended a little bit. I know I've been complaining recently, like, more movies need to end like Roofman, where the hero doesn't always have to get away. And somewhat, it's kind of utilized here, somewhat kind of not as well, but there are some interesting ideas here. But again, I don't really care about the characters. I don't really care about what's going on. I feel like there are some parts that are a drag. There are also some parts that are entertaining, and I will be honest there. But at one point, I was just like, I don't feel any soul. I walked out to go take a leak, and I walked by the theater for Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, and I'm sitting there thinking, that movie has creativity, it has a soul, it has life, and it's one of the most fresh movies I've ever seen. And then I go back into How to Make a Killing, and it's just, I want to be rich, I'm going to go kill everybody. And I'm like, it's not really for me. Now, again, it could just be because maybe I wasn't in the greatest mood. I thought I was watching the movie, but I left the theater like, I wasn't the biggest fan of that, and I left the theater like, there are many things in here that should have made me be entertained. My brother liked the movie, but I just left the theater and I was like, kind of felt dead. The movie felt dead on the inside. And so, just wasn't really the biggest fan of the movie How to Make a Killing. It was a little bit frustrating, in my opinion. Before I give you my final score, if you would subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below. What are your opinions on How to Make a Killing, the brand new Glenn Powell film? And with that said, How to Make a Killing has a good cast. Glenn Powell's obviously likable. The ending does something a little bit fresh, a little bit more unique. But overall, I felt the movie was so devoid of life that honestly, halfway through the movie, I was like, I'm just not into it. And that could be just a dumb complaint, and even like hearing me say it out loud, I've never complained about a movie like this. But it's like, it's a story that just doesn't resonate with me, and so I didn't really connect with the film. And with that said, How to Make a Killing is going to get a C from me. It's a movie that if you are interested and you want something like this, you are a fan of these type of movies, I would say you can check it out at home. Just don't be in super big rush to check it out. And with that said, subscribe.